Lucy Louis is employed here at the Round Lake Treatment Center as a counselor. Lucy brings with her the wide experience that she has as a woman in terms of the issues that people have to deal with here at the Round Lake Treatment Center. The philosophy is culture as treatment, and an integral part of that is a family. Lucy, being a mother herself of boys and girls, brings a large part of that to the program. And also Lucy is a local member of the Okanagan Indian Band, which adds a lot to the fact that people can see that there is a role model in the community that does work in this field of addictions.
My name's Lucy, I'm an alcoholic.
Before I couldn't talk about it because I was afraid for people to know that I was an alcoholic. And I had all the symptoms that people come in with into treatment with, is minimizing my alcoholism, justifying, making excuses, blaming other people, until one day I said to myself, you either accept it or you don't. So I said, well, I know I have to accept it, because all what I hear from other people talking about their alcoholism, those are the same things I have. And so today I know I am, and I accept it, and it makes it easier for me to share with people once I've accepted that. Well, I'm from the, originally from the Okanagan Band here in Vernon. I was born and raised here, and I have 5 children. I got married when I was 21, and my 5 children are all left home today, and my husband was a board of directors here at Round Lake. In '77, he started with a group of other people to form Round Lake, and for him that was a dream, a vision, and for me, I'm very happy that it came true for him. Self-awareness is, to me, is most of us are really not in tune with ourselves. We don't really get to know what our feelings are, acknowledge feelings, state feelings, talk about feelings, and in self-awareness, they have that opportunity to do that, to talk more about themselves, and we keep encouraging them to do that. Okay, to understand themselves better, and that we're no different from people who are alcoholics or not alcoholics. We still have the same feelings, but we as alcoholics need to talk about it. We tend to forget about ourselves. We always focus on other people and what they think, like what will they think of me? You know, we're always that way. For me, that's the way I was. What will this person think of me? So I never really got in touch with who I was. So to look at my self-honesty was really, really difficult, because I also had to look at the things that I did wrong, the things that I did to my children, my alcoholism, and how it affected them and how it hurt them. And I couldn't really do that at first, because I didn't really accept that I was an alcoholic. I thought that what people were talking about in the meeting wasn't me they were talking about. And yet, part of me knew, yeah, that's me they're talking about. And so, when I accepted that as an alcoholic, that was the greatest thing that I ever did in my life, because it got me back to me, to talk about me, because before I could talk about the weather, I could talk about the environment, I could talk about a job or my education, but I never got to talk about how I felt inside. So, through the program, you know, it's really helped me a lot. I remember I first started working here as an attendant, and I'd go and drive the clients to the meeting, and I'd sit in the back, and then they'd ask me, they'd say, what about that lady in the back? Would you like to say something? And I'd say, God, oh, don't ask me, don't ask me. So they'd ask me, and I'd stand up and I'd say, my name is Lucy, and I'm the van driver. You know, because I didn't think I was an alcoholic. So I went to a lot of meetings, and finally one day, you know, I said, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. And I said the words, but I didn't really mean them. I said them to fit in with other people. But then, as I went to more meetings, I began to say, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. Why am I fighting this? I shared this with somebody. Why am I fighting this? You know, for a while there, I was saying, no, I'm not. I was in denial. I minimized what I did. And then I said, you either accept it and get on with it, you know, none of this halfway stuff, because I was going back and forth where I was saying I'm not an alcoholic. Next minute I say, yeah, I am. So I finally said, I am. truly I am an alcoholic. Because, and how I know is because when the people talk in meetings, they talk about the character defects. I know for me, I had them. I know a lot of you can share that. And alcoholism, we call the lonely illness. I know for me, I used to say a lot, you know, I could be in a room full of people and I still felt like I was still alone, that I wasn't part of the people in that room. That inside I felt like I didn't really belong. It's like looking in a window and seeing all the people. And I didn't know that because I never shared my feelings, because feelings has a lot to do with treatment. For me, I was unfamiliar with sharing how I felt. Like I was afraid to say I'm afraid. I was afraid to say, hey, I'm nervous, or hey, I'm, you know, I feel like crying, or I feel like laughing, or that makes me feel good, or I love you, or I care for you. I had difficulty saying words that had feeling. So, you know, and when I started to express that to people, yeah, I care and I love, that I didn't feel so lonely anymore. And when I share about how it is for me in my alcoholism, that I don't feel so alone, because I know there are a lot of people that have those same feelings, insecure feelings of fear, being afraid to be hurt, and those feelings that I had. So we talk about alcoholism, the lonely illness, but it doesn't have to be. You know, we can share with one another and we help one another while we're here in group, while we're here in the circle. And this morning I just heard JC talk about how can I help other people? And I used to wonder that too. I could help me, but I didn't really know how to help people. And I couldn't go say, no, you shouldn't drink, because that turns people off. So somebody said the best way to help other people is to be a good example to people, you know. And they'll say, hey, I want what he has or she has. Because feeling good about myself inside, you know, radiates from our eyes and the way we carry ourselves, or the way we dress, you know. It shows, you know. So look at our physical appearance in the morning, you know. What do we look like? You know, I see everybody here starting to get healthy. And that's part of the physical, is having 3 regular meals a day and having to go to bed at 10 o'clock and to get up early. So we start getting a balance in our lives. Culture's treatment in Round Lake is really important because a lot of our people have lost a lot of culture. And I hear elders speaking, and I know that they know a lot and can offer a lot, but because of alcoholism, we tend to not think about those things anymore. Alcohol takes priority, and so culture's kind of like, it's like our children, our jobs, our education is secondary. And being in treatment and having some culture in treatment, I know makes a lot of clients feel really good about themselves again as Native people, because a lot of them come in here and they're already ashamed of being Native, and it's a belief that they picked up somewhere, and that it's changed when they leave from here. They're really, really glad to go to the sweat lodge and participate, and in the smudging, the sweetgrass, the sage, the singing, the drumming, listening to the elders, you know, about long time ago, the history, or about the crafts, anything with Native people. They really seem to learn a lot from that, you know, and I think it's an important part of Round Lake.